we have discussed a little bit about the differences between the data warehouse, data lake, and delta lake. Right. So let me quickly recap few important points which we have discussed yesterday, and then we shall continue. Okay. So Databricks architecture. We have two things inside the Databricks architecture. One is control plane and another one is data plane. Control plane is what Databricks will control, and data plane is all about the data we have. Okay, inside the control plane, it will give us all the capacity like storage capacity, compute capacity, networking, and all this will be given by the Databricks control plane. See, it will provide you certain GB of the storage and whatever the compute power, whatever it is allowing you to create a compute clusters, right? So it has built behind the scenes many things, and it has given you what compute power you want, you can take. So all these things were managed by Databricks only. The data plane has been managed by ourselves, means creating a notebook. See, creating how many notebooks you want and for what purpose you are creating, it is none of their business, Databricks business. But if you need any help related to means if you face any issue related to storage or compute or network, they will come into the picture and they will resolve the issues. Correct? Beat any cloud platform. I'm not saying about only Microsoft Azure. Beat any cloud platform. The Databricks architecture will be into one is control plane and data plane. So data, what data should be there, how the data should be retrieved, and all these things means where to keep which data is within your hands, and how to retrieve the data and how to write the data. All these things which are related to data is what you are managing. Correct? So this is the main important thing we have discussed yesterday, and we have discussed about the differences between data warehouse and data lake, right? So in data warehouse, we have taken only structured data, but in data lake, we have diverse files formats like structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Correct? So structured data means something which you could read and understand it. That is a structured data. And unstructured and semi-structured is something which means unstructured data means something you couldn't understand. As I told you yesterday, XML, JSON, all these formats are completely unstructured. When it comes to structured, relational database tables and text files, not text files and CSV files or comes into this structured data, right? So data warehouse is bit expensive compared to the data lake. See, data lake is nothing but in Azure when you are taking the in Azure when you are dealing with Azure storage account. This storage account is nothing but data lake Gen 2. Okay. So this is what we have discussed yesterday. Right. So it is having the blob storage and all. So data lake means nothing but in your real time, we have seen the storage account, which is a data lake Gen 2 one. Correct? And Gen 1, data lake Gen 1 is a different tool in Azure, but it has been deprecated now. Okay. So these all things we have discussed yesterday, and we have also discussed the differences between data lake and delta lake. See, data lake is the storage account data we have discussed. Delta lake is nothing but, see, when you create a table inside this data DBFS, means not mounting it, but when you say write dot, see, yesterday we have created this particular file, right? See, when you say write dot format of beat anything, it is a delta table. Means here I specifically mentioned it as a delta table, but even if it is a CSV or a JSON or whatever it is, when you write it to the DBFS or you write it to the storage account, then that is a delta table only. Inside the Databricks, when you say write to any format, when you apply that particular functionality, then definitely it will create a delta table only. Delta table means it will definitely create a partitions. You already know this particular thing, right? Means we have already tested it, like writing to JSON file or a CSV file we have tested. At that moment, what happened? It has created partitions, correct? But if I say particularly delta table, then what it will do, it will take the uh, default format as Parquet file. Okay, so when you say df.write.format of delta, then what it will do, it will take the format of Parquet file. So yesterday we have seen that one, right? Inside the catalog, inside the DBFS, inside the delta table. So data frame sample, if you see or see, if I hover on this one, what it is saying at the end, if you see dot snappy dot parquet. I have mentioned it only a delta table, but I didn't mention any formatted else. At that moment, what it has done, it has created a parquet file and the data is in a partition format. Okay, so manually you can partition the data, else it will do it like this. Okay, so this is what we have discussed yesterday, right? And data, we have discussed a few more things about this delta table and data lake and the delta lake, right? Means exactly what I want to say is delta lake. Delta lake is a open source storage layer that brings the reliability to the data lakes. What this sentence means, this delta lake can be created upon this data lake only. Okay, it is also a open source storage layer. See, when you create a table inside your Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, what it will do, like create table, something like that. What it will do, it will create a table. Means that is a relational database table. Okay, so the format of that default means by default what it is doing, it is creating a table. Likewise, inside your Databricks also, whatever you write, whenever you create something, that is a defaultly, it will take as a delta table. Okay, I hope it is understandable to everyone what I have told you. Correct. A delta lake is a data format. Which data format it is? Parquet. It is based on Parquet JSON Avro, if you see. Okay, but mostly see not JSON and Avro, but if I say write delta, then it will definitely take Parquet only. Delta lake is a data format based on Apache Parquet only. Okay, data lake also provides the ACID transactions, scalable metadata. Yesterday we have discussed about ACID transactions, right? And also it is having the features of scalable metadata handling and stream processing, batch processing. All these are possible with the Delta Lake. Okay. Delta Lake runs on top of your existing data lake and is compatible with all the Apache Spark APIs. Understood, everyone? What I told you? Delta Lake, this particular Delta Lake on the Databricks, Delta Lake on the Databricks allows you to configure Delta Lake based on your data lake. I hope this statement is clear to everyone. Okay. It can be created upon the existing data lake only. So yesterday, what else we have discussed? Apart from this particular thing, we have also discussed with respect to cost, data lake is only the lower one, while delta lake is higher bit when compared to this one, right? So see, So ACID transactions, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So each and every thing of this ACID transactions we have clearly discussed yesterday, right? And see here, schema data versioning. So we have discussed a little bit of data versioning and time travel, like inside the notebook, how you can check the versions of a notebook and all. I told you, right? And apart from that, schema enforcement and evolution, we will discuss all these points going further. Okay, this course. And flexible data operations like dropping and renaming the columns, deleting the rows, and DML operations. All these we already know. So what it is saying is it is possible, flexible. It is having the flexibility of doing all this inside the Delta Lake. It is what it is saying. And Jahnavi, you can mute yourself. Jahnavi, if you don't have any doubts, please mute yourself. Okay, so asset transactions with respect to each and everything, like what is atomicity with respect to this delta lake, and what is consistency, what is isolation, and what is durability. We have discussed all the things, right, in detail yesterday. I will share you this entire PDF at the end so that you will not miss anything. Uh, okay, don't worry on this particular part. Okay, so So yesterday we have read a CSV file, and what we have done from that CSV file, we have created a delta file, right? So see, this is a delta file, but inside the delta file, what else we have seen yesterday? Delta file. So in each delta file, we will definitely have a delta underscore log. Correct. Inside the delta underscore log, what are all the things we have? One is JSON file and the other one is checkpoint. Correct. So we have seen what is there inside the JSON file, right? What is there inside the JSON file? All the metadata has been retrieved inside this particular one, right? Means through which cluster ID I'm running it, and what is my email ID, all this, see, username, user ID, everything timestamp. Each when you say something like metadata, what does it mean? Means metadata means very uh, what I should say metadata means something when it comes to your tables. Let's say you have a table called employee. So inside the employee table, how many columns do you have, and what columns do you have? What is the minimum value among the each column? What is the maximum value among the each column? So these are all the things for that table is called a metadata. Okay, who has created this table, and when they have recently modified, all these things are the metadata. Okay, so you are clear with the metadata term, right? I hope yes. Okay, so this is what the metadata means. Metadata means our all information who has created what time and all is there, how many partitions the data is there and all. So this is what the JSON file is describing. See, the JSON file and the checkpoint file. Okay, so if what I told you yesterday, 1 minute. If I scroll above, Okay. So yesterday, what we have discussed, we have taken a CSV file and we have converted it into a Delta file. And we have also seen what are all the things that have been created when you create a Delta file also, correct? And also we have read the Delta file also. So these are all the syntaxes. These are the syntaxes similar to other format only. Means whenever you read a CSV file or a JSON file, it is the same format, right? Means this is the same syntax, right? So that is what we have discussed yesterday. So in continuation to this one, we are going to learn more about all of this again. Okay. So yesterday we are here. We have read the thing, right? And see, now that we have read this delta file and all, if you see, this is saved. What I have done, I have saved this as a file, right? I can save this particular thing as a table also. Okay, let me copy paste it below. See, first I need to execute the above commands, else it will not understand what is meant by TF and all. Okay, so let me scroll down. So here I have given it as a save. I have given this as a save and I have given the path, correct. When I say save as table, it will ask the table name only. The table name, what I can give sample. Okay. I can create a table also out of a data frame. I can create a delta table. So that is delta file and this is delta table. Let me show you. Show. So sorry, wait. I have not assigned any variable for this one, right? Let me execute once again. Okay, it is saying this particular sample is already existing. I'm creating sample one. Okay. I'm just displaying the contents of this particular thing. Why it is not showing anything? Yeah, since it is a table. Okay, okay, okay. 1 minute. So this is a table now, right? So we can query, select start from sample one. See, now I can create a table out of the particular file also. And what else we can do with this particular delta table means, see, here I have queried upon a table which we have created, right? We can also see the most important thing I'm telling you now, we can also take the data from delta file inside SQL. Okay, this is a SQL table one. Okay. Now the SQL table file format. See, clearly observe what I'm doing. Select star from delta dot. See, what I'm saying, it is a delta table, right? And what is the path of this particular thing? Sample underscore data. Let me create this first. Let me copy the path, okay, where I have created. Let me show you that also. Inside the DBFS, inside delta, I have created, right? So sample underscore data. So if you see, uh, one partition has been created, and inside the delta log, if you see, checkpoint and the JSON file has been also created. And few of the optimization 0, 1, 2 also created. Okay, so this is now that I can use the path here also, and I can query on it. See, I got the answer. Even from the SQL, you can read the data through delta table. Okay, and apart from this one, if I scroll above, I see either from file or it is a SQL table, a metastore table, whatever it is, I can get the data in either ways. So this is very flexible, right? So you can integrate all these things inside the Databricks in such a way which is very flexible. So this is what all the things we have inside the Delta. Okay. If I go to the compute version, so see here, runtime is 12.2, right? Uh, Above the runtime 8, whatever the cluster you are using, for all those runtimes, whenever you create a table, that table is a delta table only. Okay. Remember this point. Runtime above 8, it should be there. Okay. And so SQL table, and also we have queried upon a file also, right? So now that without hesitating anything, we will go to versioning. Okay. Data was data. So yesterday what I have told you, here you could see the history. So see here, this particular session 14 has been created yesterday. So that is what it is saying. Yesterday, whatever the versions it is having, it is showing all of them. And today I have reopened and done the things, right. So it is all, it is having. You can go to any version and all. Okay. So this is with respect to Databricks notebook. I mean, it is at a notebook level, I should say. Okay. If I close this particular thing, this is at a notebook level. But what if I want to see the version of a particular delta file? I can get it definitely. I will show you now. Okay. So see, I have created this particular table, right? Sample underscore one. Correct. Let me do one thing. Let me insert a few of the things. First, let me convert it into a SQL one. Insert into table sample one values, and values are ID can be, for example, let me take okay. I don't know what I have given about, right? Ram is not there, okay. Ram age and salary, right? Age can be 8, and salary is 34,000. Okay. I'm just giving like this particular thing. Just to show you the versions, I'm just inserting the things. Ram and Sam. Okay, now that I have inserted two, you could see, right, two rows have been inserted. Now, if I query on this one, so 51, 52 has also been added here, right? So, see, to check the version, how you can check means percentage SQL, describe, describe what? History. And what is the table name we have used here? The table name is either sample one, right? Sample underscore one. See, this is a SQL format. Sorry, SQL table I have taken and I have done this. Okay, so two versions it is same. Firstly, the operation what I have done is create table. Secondly, what I have done, I have written something. I have inserted something. So this is the version 0 and this is the version 1 I have created. And what operation parameters I have used, it is same. All these things it is giving, right? And also the cluster IDs, each and everything it has given. See, this is with respect to SQL. Na? I can check the version of any file also. Let me copy paste and show you files. Delta, sorry, it should be delta dot. Okay. If I scroll above, what is the this is the one, right? Let me copy, paste it here. Okay. So see, that is the SQL table and this is the delta file. So in both the cases, we could see the history in this way. Okay, this is the SQL format. Similarly, you have the syntaxes for Python also, but for now we are using the SQL. Okay, so this is how we can check the versions, I mean history of any particular file or any particular table. Okay, so this is what we have discussed now. And now that we have seen this one, we shall also see few more things like you means here you could see two things, right? Whenever I query on this particular sample one, every time I query on this particular file or a table, it will give me the data upon the latest version only. Correct? Means we have these many versions, but what it will do when you usually query, it will give you only the latest version. Means the one version, whatever the data it is having, it will give you that particular data only. Correct? Now I'm going to show you how you can take the other version of the same table or a file. Particular version of a picking the particular version of a table. Okay. So to do that particular thing, what we can do, select um, we select a star from sample one as of version. Uh, of version 0. Okay, 1 minute. We'll do one thing. Taking this version, right? Let's see for a file first. This is the syntax for a file, right? So to load the data as a table, no, let me go and okay, table only. If I see options, inside options, I have given header equals to true, right? You give comma and version as of equal to 0. Okay, I will give this particular thing. See, currently, if I say select star from sample 1, what it will do, it will take the data like this. Means 51 and 52 records have been also inserted and it will give you this. Na? If I take the version like this particular one, then what it will give us, let's see. Okay. Okay, df table has already been used. Let me remove this particular one. Wait. The one which I'm using this particular DF version, it will take, right? So let me go above. So for this particular data frame, it is taking this particular thing, right? So let me do one thing. Let me read this particular file. Okay. If is equal to spark read dot format of delta dot options. What we need to give version as of is equal to 0. And let me do one more thing. See, when we are reading this into a particular data frame and doing this particular thing, actually we have only one version, right? For the file format, we have only one version. But for SQL table, we have inserted, right? So SQL table is having two versions, but this file is having only one format. Let me uh, cardboard read dot format of. See, again, I'm taking the format as of CSV only. Let me read from another file and load the data. So what we have taken, let me come back. So data frames a sample we have taken now. It should match the schema as well. So in order to match the schema, what we can do, From DBFS, I'll take. This is from different file location, but still it is having the same format. Okay. See, I'm changing the particular file location from where I'm loading. Okay. DBFS is not compatible. That's what it is trying to tell us. But we'll do one thing. Let me not complicate this one. What I will do means I will directly append the data. It will be good if I do that. Let me copy, paste it down and do one thing. And what I will do mode. I will give mode also. Mode as append. Okay. What it will do, it will append the data. Okay. And I'm saving it as a sample data once again. TF1. Okay. See, I'm just executing this one. Let's see what it will do. So it has appended the data now. Now let me read the data. Select star from. So this is the file which we are dealing with, right? Delta dot. We will give the format. Okay. And we shall see now. See, the same information has been appended again because I have taken the mode as append, right? Here we have two modes importantly. We have discussed, right? One is append, one is overwrite. See, if I hover on this one, options include, it is saying append, overwrite, error, ignore. Okay. So out of all this, what we have done, we have taken append operation. That's why it has appended the data. See, these are very important functions when you write the data. When you say overwrite, it will overwrite the complete existing data. But what we have done, we have appended that particular thing. Correct? So try to correlate the things. Okay. Now that we have seen this particular thing, let me show you the history once again. Describe the history. Describe history. History and delta dot. See, now it is saying write. Two versions it has. See, error if file exists. At that moment, we have created a file. Now we have done append operation. All these things we have seen now. In the above, if you see, for the same file, only one version has been detected. Now that I have appended, it has showed me two versions of this particular one, right? So that's how you can actually see the versions. Okay. Now that we have seen that particular thing, Spark, inside the Spark options, version 0, now I'm loading. So see, dot load off. What it will do, it will, okay. What is this? df underscore, df underscore what? Version. Version 0. Okay. Let me display the information. df underscore version 0. Okay. See here, if you say version as of 0, then what it has done, it has given you this particular information. But if after appending all this data, if I query what I got the latest version data. But I can actually specify which version I actually want. If I click on one now, if I change it to one, and if I show you, it has again showed me the latest version. So for example, only I'm showing only the 01 to you. Okay. So this is how we can select the versions of the data of a particular file or a SQL table. Okay. So this one you have seen today. And what else we can see here means, so what else you can see means, instead of version 0, you can also see something. See here, version, and also you have timestamp, user ID, username and all, right? So uh, when you select a particular version, you can also select with respect to the timestamp also. Okay, let me copy this particular one. Version with respect to what? Uh, Version number. Okay, we have seen this. Now, with respect to timestamp, we are going to see version with respect to timestamp. Okay, sorry. I'm writing in Python, right? So let me use hash now, and df underscore version underscore timing with respect to time, right? That's why. What we are going to take, spark dot read dot format of spark dot read dot format of delta, and dot load of. Let me copy paste the below thing. Okay. And in between this one, we also have options. Okay. What options we have? Timestamp. Timestamp as of. Let me copy this. Okay. So DF version time. This is with respect to timestamp. I'm reading the data. Okay. DF underscore version time. Let me display the information. See, I have taken the latest timestamp. That's why I have got the latest of this particular thing. Okay. So you can also try from your end on all these so that you will be getting the better understanding. Okay. So a version you can retrieve with respect to timestamp and version also, version number and also timestamp value. Okay. So we have seen these things. Now that, see, okay, ma'am, we have seen all these things. Now, see, every time when you query, you will definitely get only first version data only, right? But I want the data which is uh, 0 version only. I don't want the first version at all. Please delete it. It is of no use. If you say, then what we can do in that case? We can simply restore the version 0. At that moment, the version will never get retrieved. Okay. How you can do? We shall see now. Restoring the version. So how you can restore the version, now we shall see. So to see the history, what is the command? Describe history and what is the table, that one we are giving. Even if it is a delta file, we are saying delta dot, we are giving the file path. And if it is a table, we are taking as SQL table only. Okay. To restore, we are just simply saying, see, I have written RE. With the intelligence, I got this particular things, what all or I can do. So here you have a restore command. Okay. Restore table delta dot, sorry, let me copy this particular location. Okay, copy it and paste it here. Okay, restore table, you are saying, but to which version? Now we shall define version as of 0. Okay, this is what we want, right? Let me click on shift enter. See, compute snapshot for version 2. Now it is saying table size after restore is this one. Means the size has been decreased, right? Because we have only 4 rows initially. Later we have appended 4 more rows, and now again we have compressed it. So these are all the things here it has given us. Okay. Removed file size is also the same because we have attached the same data. That's why. Okay. So clear everyone. How to restore is restore table delta and the file path we need to give. Okay. And apart from this particular thing, we can see one more thing here. Now let's see the version. How many versions we have? Delta dot. Okay. Let's see. See here. Before you have only 2 versions of this file, but now you have 3. One is write. One is creating a file altogether, new one. Second one is appending the values we have done. Now the third one is restoring one. So it has captured that particular one also as a particular version. Okay. See here I have loaded the data with respect to version 0 now. Let me do the same thing with respect to version 1 now. See, version 1 first you have created version 0 and then 1, and now again what you told restore only version 0 means it has went one step back. Now you are going to restore retrieve the data from version 1. See what it will do. Okay. Let me show you the results. uh, how come this is possible? Okay. So even though the data has been removed, it is showing us the data. But ideally, it should not be the case. Okay. Again, the version 2 has been the restored version. Okay. So this particular thing, which is version as of 1, if you check now, it should not give you the data because it has been deleted. But no problem. I will check on that particular thing once again, and I will get back to you. But as far as I know, version 1 cannot be retrieved. But anyways, here it is showing us. Na? Anyways, let it be. So this is one more thing which is new altogether for me. So even though I'm retrieving version 1, I got this one. Okay. So even though you have restored to the older version, the other version data is still remaining inside the Databricks. Okay. Let me check if only the community version is having this particular thing or not. Okay. And what else? Throughout the session till now, what we have discussed? We have discussed versioning, data versions. So how you can see the data versions through this command. Describe history, and if it is a table, you will give like this. If it is a file, you will give like this. Be it anything inside SQL, this is the syntax, and it will give you all the versions. Okay. So I have inserted some data, and I have checked the history, and history every time I could see newer versions. Okay. And what else we have seen? So if I want to take the particular version data, I can take as 0 or 1, depending upon the version number I can take, right? So this is one syntax how you can retrieve the data back. And apart from that, you can retrieve the data of version with respect to timestamp. That one also we have discussed. And this is one more thing, that is restoring the delta table version to whatever version you want. So this is also done now. And now, so we have discussed it till here now. Now I'm entering into the new topic, which is vacuum command. Okay. So vacuum command is also from the Databricks interview perspective. Definitely, vacuum command can be your interview question. Okay. So what does it mean? How it works? They will ask you all these questions. Okay. So you need to understand the data versioning. Then only you will be able to understand this vacuum command and what is the use case, why we are using all this. Okay. So you know that if you want to see the history of a notebook, if you check here, it will be appearing here. But if you want to see the history of the particular file or a SQL table, you could do it via syntaxes, which we have discussed till now. Clear, everyone? Now we are entering into the vacuum command. If you have any doubts with respect to this particular um, area, like the versioning, let me know. I will repeat it. If you have any doubts, you can tell me. You can unmute yourself and ask me, else I'll move to the next one. Okay, I'm taking this as no. So what does this vacuum command means? Let me go to the catalog and explain you first. In this DBFS, delta tables, see, we have discussed all about the sample data now, right? So these are all the versions we have. 1, 2, 3. So three versions we have created, but here only we have two partitions. Why? Because we have three versions, but the thing is we have restored the particular version. So to restore a particular version, there is no need to create another partition, right? That's why here you could see only two partitions. But when you see CRC and JSON, here you could see three pairs of these files. Okay, so whenever whenever you do these things, whenever means the log files and all, actually it is not required, right, to store all these versions inside the storage, be it a DBFS or it is a storage account. Wherever you create the delta files and all, it is not necessary, right? Because you will always use the certain version only. You will definitely not go back to all versions every day. Okay. So in that case, when you have, see, for this is a particularly for one particular file, you have these many versions. For each and every file, think in one perspective that how many versions do you have? You will have multiple versions, right? But all these are not at all required, correct? You will always use the latest version, or you will restore something version and then you will use it. Again, that will be a new version, right? So, from that perspective, if we think the older data is not at all required. So then comes into the picture this vacuum command. Okay, what this vacuum command will do, it will remove the data which is not required, and it is kind of retention one. Okay, retention means removing the data. So default retention period for the Databricks is 7 days. Okay, so if you want to use that, or if you want to give particular time period, like no, I don't want it to be 7 days by default. I want it to be around 1 month. 1 month of data it should restore. But before 1 month, what are all the history is there? I want all them to be removed. If you want that, if this is the use case you are working on, then definitely you need a vacuum command. Okay, clear everyone? If you have any doubts, please unmute and ask me. Then only I will be able to answer all the questions, whatever you have. Okay, so now that I'm using this vacuum command for this particular file, that's why I'm showing you all these things. Okay, so let me do one thing. I will explain you this particular command within after some time. Okay, but I'm writing it now. Spark.databricks dot delta dot spark.databricks dot delta dot retention duration check dot enabled also set spark dot databricks dot delta dot retention duration check dot enabled equals to true. Okay, see, I will explain you. I will get back to this particular command in few minutes. Okay, let me give you one more command. If I type V, what it has showed, it has vacuum command directly. So vacuum what? I want to vacuum delta table. So delta dot. This is the path rate. Let me copy. Paste it here. Okay. So I'm retaining the version 0. No, 1. Okay. Retain 0 only. Okay. 0 hours. Try run. See what it let me execute and explain you this particular thing. This is expected. Okay. See, when I'm saying vacuum and I have given you the file location, vacuum and file location. Vacuum what? This particular file. To what? Means how many hours of data or how many days of data you want. how many months of data you want. All this you can explain here. Like retain 0 hours means it will take the data only, means 0 hours means the latest one, right? If you say 0 hours, what it will do means it will remove all the data, because if you remember or not, this particular file sample underscore data has been created in this session only. It is not even 1 hour. So when you say retain 0 hours means what you're saying, if you say 1 hour also, it will remove all the data. If you say 0 hours also, it will remove all the data. Okay. But what this dry run means, I'm not going to delete any particular file directly in production. Means, no, I'm not going to delete anything directly. Okay. I just want to show you what are all the files that are going to be deleted. Okay. That's why I have used dry run. If you remove this particular dry run, then the original command is this particular one. This is the manual operation which you could do to remove the history data. Okay. Vacuum delta dot this particular file location you have given, and retaining how many hours of data means, if you say 7 days means, if you say 2 days means, before 2 days what are all the history is there, all the data will get removed. Okay. Means think in a big data perspective, like so every day the data is coming, and every day from source you are taking the data and you are overwriting the existing table. What it will do, it will keep on creating a log file very huge, right? With all these metadata, like when it has been replaced and who is the user ID, cluster ID, everything, it will give you all this data. But when you say every day that particular file is getting overwritten, then at that moment, uh, for let's say you are about to 6 months now, okay, creating that particular file. So all 6 months of data, each and every day it is getting overwritten. So all those version histories remains there. But is that really necessary? No, right? Because you will always use the latest version of the particular file. So in that case, this particular vacuum command will come into the picture, and it will help you to remove all those version histories. Okay. Means if you write this particular thing, retain how many hours of data you want, then at that moment, it what it will do, it will retain only first, let's say kind of 10 days. Then it will take the last 10 days data only, and it will remove all the history files of those. Okay. So that is what. And see, I will expand this particular thing and I will explain you. So here it is saying, are you sure you would like to vacuum files with such low retention period? It is asking you question. Really, 0 hours means it will remove all the data. Na? That's why it is asking. If you have writers that are currently writing to this table, there is a risk. What it is saying means, if there is any notebook running and it is writing the data to this particular file, then that data will also get removed. That's what it is saying. Okay. There is a risk that you may corrupt the state of the delta table. Okay. Means removing the data and inserting the data cannot happen at the same moment, right? That's what its intention. Okay. And also it is saying, if you are certain that there is no operations being performed on the table, means no operations are being performed on this table, like insert, update, delete, optimize, whatever it is, then turn off the check by setting this. See, what it is saying, no, it is asking me to turn off the retention duration check. And then you can use this command, it is saying. Okay, clear everyone? It has given the spark.databricks.delta.retention duration check enabled as false. Then means what I told you, the default retention is to 7 days, correct? So if you don't want it to be 7 days, then you want it to be less time than the 7 days, then you need to set this as false. Then only you will be able to run this command. That's what it is saying. Previously, we have set this as true, right? That's why this is showing as error. If I set this to false, then it will execute. If you're not sure, please use a value not less than 168 hours. 168 hours is a minimum value it is expecting. Okay. So clear everyone? Or should I repeat this particular thing once again? Please unmute and let me know so that I will repeat the thing. Vacuum command.
Repeat it once again.
Okay, repeat it. Yeah, thank you. At least one has opened. Then let me know. So vacuum command, when you are using this vacuum command, it is very particular that it is saying that, see, this particular one, set spark.databricks.delta.retention duration check dot enabled means from Spark inside the Databricks, when you use Spark, this delta table, retention duration check period is there. Na? This should be enabled as true. When you set, this is usually set as true only in general. Okay. So when this has been set to true, what it will do, it will remove all the history data of 7 days. Means it will keep the versions only up to 7 days and it will remove all the data. Okay. So you can either specify mm, how much data means how many days of data you want uh, and how many days you don't want. You can actually specify like that. Okay, that's what it is. So firstly, what I have done, I have set this as true. Okay, then what it will do, it will at least check 7 days of data. Okay, but here if you see, when I use vacuum and I have given the file name and I'm saying retain how many hours of data? 0 hours of data. 0 hours of data. If I tell to this particular thing, what it will do, it will remove all the data. 0 hours means all the data it will remove definitely. Okay. If I say 1 hour means if the file has been created 1 hour ago, then I mean 2 hours ago, and we have done some versions and all, then what it will do, it will take the latest 1 hour data only and it will remove the past 1 hour data. Means past 1 hour data means don't think like the files which we are creating after this particular time will get removed. Don't think in such a way, but think in this perspective like if we give this command, the history which we are storing will get removed. Okay, not the actual data. It is all about the history of the particular file we are dealing with. Okay, clear? So retain only 0 hours. A dry run is what I'm doing means I'm just utilizing this particular command so that it will not remove directly. It will just show me what files it is going to remove. Okay. So let me now I have set this as true, right? When I execute this command, it is saying enable this particular thing to false. Then only you will be able to remove data with such short period. Okay. Let me enable that one. I have enabled this. Okay. I have enabled this one. Now let me execute the same command once again. See, this time it is working. It is not throwing me any error. Why? Because I have removed the retention duration to from default to 0. Okay. If this is false, this particular parameter is false, then it is expecting more than 7 days of data. Means 168 hours. It is expecting here the value. It should be more than 168. If I check this as false, then I can actually remove all the data. Okay. See what it is saying. This is dry run, right? That's why here it is saying it is going to remove this particular version of the file. Okay. Part T208 and C000 inside the delta, inside the sample data. So see, if I hover on this particular one, it will show you at the end 208-C000 dot snappy dot parquet. So it is going to remove this particular version and it is going to have this particular data only. Okay. So so let me execute this particular command without dry run and let me see. I have removed dry run. Now it will execute and it will actually remove the data. Hmm. Okay. So what it has done, it has completed the thing and it has modified this particular file it is saying. So go to DBFS and check inside the file store sample data. See that particular version has been removed. Only one version has been removed, right? So clear everyone? That particular version has been removed. Only one version is there. Okay. Let me query on that particular file and show you what data it is holding currently. Select star from delta dot. Should be removing this particular DBFS. Okay. Execute it. Hmm. So it is having this particular thing. See why it is saying this particular data is why it is holding only this particular data, not the other one which we have appended also. Why means in the previous commands, if you see the last version of this particular thing is nothing but restoring. What we have done, we have restored the data, correct? Let me go up. Okay, yeah. So what we have done, we have restored the data. Means restored the data of 0 version. Correct? We have not seen this particular. I mean, we are not using this first version file. We have taken the 0 version one. So what it has done now, it has removed the first version completely. Okay, clear everyone? Now that you are clear, I will now explain you. Huh. Now that I have removed this particular thing, I will execute and see if I can retrieve the version 1 or not. Okay. Let me see. Whenever you are trying to see the version 1 data, now you couldn't see. Why? Because that particular partition file has been removed. Until this particular partition has been not removed, you are capable of reading that particular version anytime. Once the vacuum command has been applied, now you have now you have seen that you couldn't read this particular first version. Okay, clear everyone? Definitely, you need to understand the difference between restoring the version and vacuum command. Restoring the version will just restore the version, but it will not remove the other version. It will still have that particular version. Okay, but vacuum command is not like that. When you say vacuum, it will delete. Okay, at that once it has been deleted, you could never see that particular version file. That is the difference between restoring and vacuum command. Okay, clear everyone? I hope it is clear now. Okay, so we have seen all these things, right? Wait. Hmm. So data versioning and time travel is what all we have seen now. Now we have seen this particular thing. We shall go further to the next concept, which is very, very, very important. Merge. Merging. So you can keep it as a 5-star or 10-star, whatever the star you want, you can keep it. But this particular concept is that high priority when from interview point of view. Okay, because they will definitely ask you this thing. When they want to test you in depth, then this particular question will definitely come to you. Okay. What is meant by merge and how, what is the use case of merge statement? And when we can use this particular merge, uh, uh, particular merge in our what project, how you can deal uh, with two tables when you are merging, what is the use case you need to understand first. Okay, so the use case of this particular thing is um see, every day you have particular sources, means you have 3 4 sources of files. Now what you are doing, you are taking the data from all those 3 4 sources, and what you are doing, you will transform the data into whatever the required, ultimately what you want to take, that particular thing you will do, right, by applying the transformations. And finally you will store the data into destination one. So this is how you will do generally. Okay. Uh, but think from a perspective that every day there is a file, and that file will, what it will do means, it is using the append command. Means you have overwrite, and also you have seen the uh, you have overwrite and you have also append. You have two things. Overwrite will overwrite the complete file. Append will, what it will do, it will just append the data, but it will not remove all the things. That's what we have discussed, right? So in our case, when you have append, means the source file is always having the data like append only, means the duplicate values is also getting included. Then at that moment, how you can handle that particular scenario, means see, just like before we have seen, I have given append command, it has checked nothing. It has checked only the schema is matching or not, and it has just appended the data. Correct? But in real time, if you append like that, the data will get increased and there will be more duplicates. it is a waste of storage particularly, correct? So what you can do means in that case, and you can use the merge command. Using this particular merge command, what you can do means you can take only the records from the source file which are new, means which are new records. Either it should be a new record, then only it will insert. Or if it is an old record and it is having any particular changes, then only it will update the old record. Okay. So see, this is very important, and understand this is a real time scenario which you will be using in real time also, and also from interview perspective, this is the important thing. Okay. So merging of two tables will happen. How it will happen? It will happen in such a way that if there is a matched records, then it will update the thing if there is any updation. If there is a unmatched, if it is not matching, then what it will do, it will insert the particular data. Okay, means the new records will get inserted and older records with minor changes will get updated. Clear, everyone? I will give you little bit of use case here so that you will understand it when you refer this particular notebook. I will update it after some time and I will publish it. Okay. So that you will be able to get the things. So you understand the use case, right? So let me do one thing. I'm taking one particular data frame, okay, so that I'm able to create, convert it fastly. Mm, So this is the particular data frame I'm using. Okay, I have created the data frame out of this particular thing. Now that I have this particular data frame, I'm converting it to the table now. Okay. So is the data frame name. The data frame name is EMPDF. EMPDF dot write dot mode of overwrite. I'm creating a table. Okay. Overwrite dot save as table. And the table name is employee. Okay. So I'm going to create this particular one. Even if I give as delta as a format or not, it will always create a delta table. No? That's why I'm skipping that particular thing. And I'm creating this thing. Okay. Okay. I have created this particular table. Let me query on this particular one. Select star from employee. So it is having all the data. Where it resides, let me show you. Inside the default, I have created the employee table. Okay. So now that we have created this particular table out of our data frame, now let me see, to merge the things, you require two tables, right? Let me create one more table. Okay. Percentage SQL, create table, and table name is employee underscore one. Okay, I will give this as one. And here also I need to have the same schema, right? So whatever the schema I have here, I need to get the same schema. So EMP ID, name, manager ID, department ID, gender and salary. EMP ID is integer type. Integer. EMP name as string. EMP name. What else we have? EMP manager ID, correct? Manager ID is also integer one. And above you have department ID. DPT underscore ID. It is also integer one. Gender and salary. Gender as a string. Salary also a big int one. Okay. Now that I have created this particular table, let me create it. So I have created this particular table now. So let me insert few values. Insert into the table. Insert into table employee underscore one values. See, I'm going to give the same values. Okay. Let me copy and paste it here. Okay. So I'm just inserting these records only. I'm not updating anything, but let me update it to 4,000 here and rows as one. Okay. And Jane as female. Okay. I have done few things. Okay. Let me insert these things. Okay, number of affected rows is 3 and I have inserted 3 rows. Now that I have inserted these 3, now I am going to use the merge command, okay? Let me use the merge. Merge table employee using employee underscore one. Okay, merge table employee using employee one. Employee is the first table and employee one is the second table. And now what I'm doing? Using these two. Now that I have given all these things, I need to give upon what condition I need to merge these two tables, right? So now I'm giving one employee dot emp id equals to employee one dot emp underscore id. So based on this condition, I'm merging these two. And what I'm doing when matched, then update set star when not matched, then insert star. Okay. Firstly, before executing this particular command, try to understand each and everything what I have written here. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I have created two tables. Okay. In the first table, I have 7 records maybe, and in the second table, I have only 3 records. And in those 3 records, I have not changed this particular employee ID value. Okay, I have used these particular things. Okay, now to merge these two tables, what I'm doing, merging the table 1 using the table 2 on condition. See, the condition is similar to your join condition, it should be there. Okay, clear everyone? This is a really important topic I'm discussing with you. Okay. Uh, the join condition you need to give. And when matched, then set star. When it is matching, means this in this table employee ID is matching with this table employee ID, then definitely it should update, right? It should not insert. Why? When you insert, it will be a duplicate record. That's why when it is matching, you are saying update it. When it is not matching, insert it. Means this particular employee ID and this particular employee ID is not matching, then insert it because it is altogether a new record. That's why you are inserting it. Okay. Understood, right? This particular syntax, what I have given here, let me execute and show you what it will do. Merge into employee, not merge table. Okay. And what it is saying, okay, here we have taken emp id, but below we have taken emp underscore id. That's what it is showing me as error. Let me remove this underscore and try it once again. Now what? Cannot resolve employee 1. Okay, employee underscore 1. Merge operation. See, above when it is executing, it is showing all the things. Okay. So see, now that I have showed you this particular one, what it is saying, number of affected rows is 3 and number of updated rows is also 3. Okay. Means I have updated all 3 rows, correct, with different things. I have updated, right? That's why 3 rows affected and 3 are all updated rows only, not the deleted and not the inserted. That's what. Let me query on the particular one and show. Select star from employee. Okay. See, 567 has come up and I have changed the managed ID of rows. And also for Jane, I have updated the gender. And for Sam, I have updated the salary value, if you remember or not. Okay. So these are the changes I have done. So that is all it is showing. Okay. If I go up also, if you see Sam's salary is 4,700, but below you could see 4,000. And uh, Jane original gender is male, but I have changed it to female. Okay. And for Rose, what I have done, I have changed the manager ID to 1. So these are all changes. Now you could see, right? So I have merged these two tables. I have updated it. So that's why it has given all this. Now I will insert few more. Let me insert again Okay. Let me insert it into this one again. Let me give us 51 RAM and 71,000 as salary. RAM. Okay. 40,000 as salary. 71. Some you. Female. And 41,000 as salary. Okay. So now that I'm inserting a new records altogether. See, again, 3 rows affected and 3 inserted rows. If I go above, here also the same thing. Okay. So let me query first. The second table is there. Now let me query on that particular. So let's start from employee underscore 1. Okay. See here. First we have inserted this 567 and again we have inserted 51, 61, 71. So this is the original employee 1 table. Okay. Now I'm merging the thing once again. Merge into employee using employee underscore 1 on employee dot emp id is equals to employee underscore 1 dot emp id. Okay. And when matched, then update. Then update set star. When not matched, then insert. Insert star. Okay. Now I'm executing this particular one. See, number of affected rows is 6 rows. Number of updated rows is 3. Number of inserted rows is 3. Why here it is showing 3? Sorry, 6 rows here. See, originally what we have done previously, we have inserted only 3 rows, right? Only 3 new rows we have inserted. But why it is showing 6? Think. Why means first when you this is the original table of employee, right? This is the first table. In this source, in this table, actually, when you are merging with this particular employee 1, 3 records it is updating and 3 records it is inserting. Correct? Means previously when you see all these 3 records are altogether new. In employee table, we don't have the data. If you see, correct? This particular data is not there. Ram, Sita, Samyu, and 51, 61, 71. These employee IDs are not there. But you have inserted this particular. And at the same time, here if you see, for rows you have changed the gender, sorry, for rows you have changed the manager ID and for Jane you changed the gender and for Sam you have changed the salary. So you have done some updates. So these 3 are considered as 3 and again these 3 are considered as 3. Total 6 rows have been affected. Okay, 6 rows have been affected and 3 are updated rows and 3 are inserted rows. Clear everyone? Is this clear, or should I repeat it once again? Okay, see, this merge one definitely be one of your real-time scenario. That's why I'm asking it, this particularly. Okay, you understood this, right? I hope everyone understood this clearly. Yes, if you have any doubts, unmute yourself and tell me what is your doubt. I'll take this as no as of now. So if you are clear with what we have discussed till now, right? The use case I will update while I'm giving you the notebook. Okay. And then I will share you this particular notebook for now. Okay. So today, what are all the things we have discussed? From the top, if you see how to create a delta table, we have seen. And what is the default data type of a delta table? It is a Parquet file we have seen. And for each and every delta file, we have seen two files have been created. One is JSON, one is CRC. CRC means chunk pointer. So inside JSON file, you will be having the metadata file. Okay. So we have seen all this. And apart from that particular thing, we have also seen not only you could save it as a file, you could also save it as a table. Correct? We have seen that also. So we have created one table, and this is the data. Correct? We have seen. And this is the new syntax which we have discussed today. You can read the any type of file giving like this delta dot something like this. Okay. So that is possible. And when it comes to data version, so how many types of data versions are there for each and every file we are dealing with, or for each and every table which we have created, we have seen today. Correct? Using version can be restored. Like, firstly, how you can see the history of any file using this command, describe history. Okay. And when you want to go back to any particular version, you can go with two type of syntaxes. One is version as of 0, and the other is version timestamp. Okay, whatever the timestamp you want, you can give that, or whatever the version you want, you can give that. So these are the two syntaxes we have seen. How you can retrieve the data of particular version. And not only this one, we have also seen restoring the version. So whenever incorrectly you have provided the data, or incorrectly you have done something, then at that moment you can go back to what version of the file you want, and you can actually restore it. But when you are restoring it, it doesn't mean that it will delete the older data. It will still have the particular data. Only the thing is, it will restore the older version. Okay. But when it comes to vacuum command, when we have discussed about vacuum command, it is the different case. Vacuum command, what it will do, it will delete the unnecessary partitioned data. Sorry, unnecessary data, means partition data only, which is not at all required. Means all those versions which are not required, it will remove based on the hours you have given. It will remove all those. Okay. And apart from that one, what else we have learned? When the vacuum command has been applied, when only one version has been restored as of now, right? So the version which has been deleted cannot be retrieved after it has been deleted. That particular thing also we have learned today. And apart from that one, what we have seen merging of the two tables. You have seen the use case, right? So slowly changing dimensions is what the use case uh, originally means. It will always change the data will always get changed. But I have given you the very basic example of that particular one. Okay. In depth, you will definitely have many more things when you talk about slowly dimension tables. Okay. But I'm not going in depth of that particular one. But the use case which we have used today is whenever you have a source file which is getting updated every day. So instead of overwriting the whole file or appending the data every day, what we are doing, we are inserting the data in such a way that only new records needs to be inserted and older records will remain unchanged. If for older records, if you have any update, if you have any updates, then it will update. Else, it will do nothing. So this is how you can actually manage the real-time data using the merging statement. So for that one, we have created two tables and we have seen all those things. Correct? So this is the syntax. Clear, everyone? I hope it is clear till this particular point. We shall discuss a few more new points tomorrow. Okay? Please do the assignment which I have given you. It is of only 10 questions and it is completely SQL and it will take not much time. Okay? Try to complete it. I'm giving you 2 days of time again. Okay, then. Yeah. Mm, thanks, everyone. So we can stop the recording. Thank you, everyone. Good night.